information and we come out and spill it out to listeners.
You know, the availability. Well, maybe this case, so I'm looking on a new summary, a new heading. I will leave this one, I'll send this one, then I'll run the new one. So maybe when the new person comes, but we know the two shifts. Yes, sometimes.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Let's wait couple of minutes so other people can join. Only 15 are there. Hello, Ranveer. How are you?
Hello, sir. I'm good. Thank you.
Vincent is there.
Yeah, Vincent is here.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Hey, Vincent, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good evening from here.
Good evening. Abhishek, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, just we can wait couple of minutes. Meanwhile, I have conducted a poll, so please participate there. Thank you. Yes, we can go ahead, Vincent and Ranveer. Thank you.
Uh,
Okay,
Good
I'm
e-
sharing this screen, Vincent.
yeah.
So I'm going to start with this assignment. I hope I am audible.
Yes, audible.
Okay, thank you. So today we are going to work on assignment 4, me and Vincent. So basically, the assignment has a project that starts with the name Go to Job. So we will be working on this project. It has a backlog refinement sprint in Jira. It could be team managed or it could be solo. It is mentioned in the description. You can work as a team or you can work as a solo. So coming to Jira, it is an Australian product of Atlasia, and it is a tool that is used to manage the work and projects. So in this Jira, you might have seen there are two methodologies that are used. One is Scrum and another one is Kanban. Let me enlarge it. Let's see. Just a minute. Okay.
It was good.
So
Yes, it's
is
good
it
now.
fine now?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So in Scrum, you can see, in case you're building the new product as a team, then you need regular planning and feedback. And for that purpose, you would be using Scrum. And Kanban is different because it is basically used by support, operation, and maintenance teams for their continuous work progress. So we would be using Jira Scrum for this activity for assignment number 4. You might have seen, in case you have scrolled or gone through this Scrum, there are a few of the hierarchy that you have to follow for this assignment. First one is epic and then story. And story has some task, and task is further described into subtask. So our project name is Go to Job, and within that project there would be Epic. Epic, you can see in the description, you might have some information that you have to work on improving Go to this project. User interface, discoverability, and trust. And there would be story that you have to create within this Epic. Okay. So you'll also find out there are some story points you have to provide. For story point, we use Fibonacci sequence. In case you are giving one number for this story point, then that means a very small effort is required. Okay, in case you are providing 2 points, that means moderate effort would be required for completing that task within that particular story. In case you are giving 3 points, that means larger but still manageable effort is required. For this assignment, we are usually using 1 point and 2 point for this story. So after that, you'll find, okay, you have to work on a sprint. Sprint is basically a time period to finish the planned work or the project, okay, that you would be working on. It could be of 1 week, it could be of 2 weeks or 4 weeks. So here is an example. In case you are working on one project, build a job portal. Then there could be multiple sprints like sprint 1, sprint 2, 3, and 4. But for this for today's assignment, we will be working on one sprint only. So as you know, you got to know there would be stories within this sprint. Okay, so we will be moving the stories within this sprint You'll notice it when we would be doing the project or practical for this, okay? For sprint, you will be moving the stories, and stories would have task or subtask. And further, there would be a sprint goal that you have to complete within the time frame. Time frame is of it could be of 1 week or 4 weeks. So Scrum pillars is another factor you need to understand. And for this activity, Scrum pillar, basically there are 3 Scrum pillars: transparency,
I
inspection,
want to
adaptation.
see the temperature of this chill water to network is getting high. I beg your money, are they running effectively?
Sorry.
Guys, please go on mute. Please don't
Okay.
disturb. Thank you.
So you have to understand Scrum pillars also. For this activity, for this assignment, Scrum pillar is inspection, because we are going to work on work or progress for reviewing user interface, testing, and sprint review. So for this assignment, we are going to use burn down charts. So in inspection, burnout charts are used, sprint reports are created, and reviews are done. So you also need to understand what is Scrum values. There are multiple Scrum values. You can go through what it means and when to choose it and what it fits for your sprint. Okay, so for this assignment, the Scrum value is focus, and because we are concentrating on sprint goal. Okay, when to choose is when there is limited scope and no distractions. Team focused only on user interface improvements. So there is no button for this Scrum pillar or Scrum values. You just need to understand when to use what. Okay, so now Vincent is going to show us practically how it is going to be implemented for assignment number 4. Thank you.
Excellent.
Hi, everyone. This is Vincent, and working through this together with Rambi. Our concentration here today is on assignment number 4 for this week. And this assignment number 4 has a number of tasks. So we are going to take it bit by bit. But before then, there are prerequisites which you must have before delving into assignment 4. I want to believe all of us already has a Jira cloud account. We also have access to the GoToJob project, the live link, and of course, the source code link. Also, there should be a place to deploy the GoToJob website. In that case, you can set up an EC2 instance so that you deploy the website to that instance or any other static host. It is assumed that this project is going to be team managed Scrum project. However, you can decide to go solo. What we're basically going to do is to make some edits on the user interface, changing text, spacing, changing colors, and some labels. Now, starting with task 1, here we are going to decide whether we are going to work solo or we're going to work in a team. And so working in a team could be one person could stand as a product owner, another person could be the Scrum Master, another could lead the dev team, another could lead the DevOps team and the product. But if you want to go solo, of course, you are going to play all these rows all alone. And so in your assignment documentation, you will need to put down what is the product owner supposed to prioritize, the Scrum Master, how was he able to ensure that the process flowed from setting up the epic, creating the backlog, the sprint, adding the work items, and then the dev lead will now have to look at what is the source code like? What changes are we bringing in? How do we implement these changes? And the DevOps lead, we have to ship whatever incremental changes that have been made and make it go live, deploy to a server. So first, we are going to create a project that is in task 2. But before then, look at the link. To get the live project link, you just click here. I already have it here. This is the live project link. So, but to get it, you just click on this link and it will take you to that same website. They go to job. To download the project code, you can also get it downloaded from here. Just click this link and you will download it. Already I have downloaded, and this is it in my VS Code editor. That is the go-to job. I just had to rename it. If you download, what you will see is a 2134 go-to job underscore go-to underscore job. You know, it will come as a zip folder. You now unzip. For the purpose of this demo, I had to rename that same source code as go-to job demo. Now, going forward, we have to create the project. So let's get right in there. Believing you already have a Jira account, I have one. This is my Jira workspaces. I have this workspace, Ewoko 76. I have this other workspace. So I have picked one to work on for this demo. And that is this.
You stuck?
Oh, Vincent, you there?
Maybe there is some connectivity problem. Tanvi, can you ping? Yeah, good.
Maybe it's network.
Yeah, he's back.
Did I accidentally shut myself out or what?
Okay, it's okay, no problem.
All right, so as I was saying, this is where we are. Okay, so I click on create.
From where you come here?
All right, let me close this and get back there.
Okay.
From this is my workspace. You can see my account here. So to create a project, that is task 1, we just click on create space. When you click on create space, it will take you to different templates for space. For this project, we are going to use the software development. And now, when you come down to software development, we are using Chrome, not Kanban. So you click on Scrum. And while on Scrum, we will need to use this template. Just an overview of what the Scrum template is all about. Then we use the template. Or use the template now, you have to name it. There is a guideline on naming this template. Let's get back there. I believe I'm working in a team. I'm working with Rambi. So I'm going to use the team mode, So on the team mode, I'm going to give you this go-to job. Let me call it go-to -job. Is it really hyphen? Maybe sure. Okay, go-to job, no hyphen there. Go-to job. Then that's where the hyphen comes. Let me use team Rambi. Team Rambi and Vincent. Okay. Team Rambi and Vincent, that is a team. How your workspace is managed. From the description, this is a team managed space. So we just select, you have a number of options, team managed or company managed. Team managed, you go for team managed. We have a key. This key will help for tracking of the work, a backlog, the peak, and all stuff that is associated with this project. I'm going to allow this default key, at least for consistency and for avoidance of confusion in the naming convention. So once this is done, what I will do is to select What I will do now is to select the Scrum. Hold on, something is blocking my view. I really want to find a way to put it off. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Yes,
All good,
you are
all
still
good.
here. I think you
Yes,
just
yes.
move to next. Just see, you see next option. Check.
Okay, is my screen still visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
My problem is that the Zoom stuff is blocking my view. Okay, I couldn't really see the next before now. So once you select we are on Scrum, so you click on next. And allow it to create. So you can see that our project is created. Now at this stage, if you're working in a team, you have to bring in your team members. So already have told us we are working in a team with Rambi. If I want to invite any other person, I will just type in the email address of the person who is also a team member and invite the person to come on board. So I'm working with Rambi, so we go to next. All right. Now, we are done with tax 1. So let's get back to the guideline here. We are done with tax 1. We're also done with tax 2. Created a project, which is team managed and also Scrum, not Kanban. At this point, you will need to take a screenshot of the project created page showing the project name and the key. So where are we here? You can see this is the project with Team Rambi and Vincent. Remember, I'm inviting people because I'm working in a team. For you, you can choose to go solo. And when you go solo, you don't need to invite anybody. You are the sole person there who is going to work there. So let's move on to task number 3. Now, the next thing we do now is to create the epic. just like Rambi said in the introduction slides, the peak is like we have a whole work, a big feature, a lot of work to be done, which we have brought together under the peak. And then this can now be broken down into user features that needs to be added, and then can still be broken down into subtasks. So we are now going to create the epic, and this epic defines the user improvement initiative. And so how do we create the epic? We are already in the project. Right here in the project, as you saw in the assignment guidelines, we click on go to backlog. You can even select backlog from here. Now I click go to backlog. It should open us to the backlog. This is our backlog. And with this now, we need to make sure that the peak is visible. Now, how do we make a peak visible? Let me close this. Look at this. Open project, go to backlog. We have done that. Make sure that the peaks panel is visible. How do we make it visible? Look at these view settings. You have the first button here, backlog insights. You have the view settings. When you click on the view settings, you can see the peak panel. To make it visible, you just toggle it.
Yeah.
Having toggled it, you can now see the peak is here. And the next thing we do is to create the peak. Now we are going to create the peak. You just click on the peak, create a peak, and then you create. But before then now, I want to be very clear with the name. So I'll have to copy the name of the peak. Okay. Right, we click create a peak. Look at it here, create a peak. And then we will have to input the title. What name, what will the peak be called? You know, I just copied it. Let me just add it there. It is here. The title of this epic is Improve Go-To Job User Interface Discoverability and Trust. What is the next thing we need to do? Again, we are going to add a description of this epic. That is what is captured under the summary. And so under the summary, we will have a little description of the epic. And going in there, if you click on this, let me go by this, click here. No work items are being added, but I can view the details of this epic. So let me click view. If I click on view details, I expect the details should come out here. Okay. This is the title. That is the name that this our epic has been called. As the general name for the work we want to implement concerning go-to-job, user interface, discoverability, and trust. So now the summary talks about a description of what this epic is all about. And so I will have to put it in here under description. Since I copied, you can just paste in. Yes, can this assignment be done, okay, without a team mode? Yes, you can go solo. Now, we have been able to add this, to create the epic, add the summary. Now, if I want to close this, I can just close this, click on this close button, and it goes. Again, let us look at the guide again. So we have been able to create the epic with a name and a summary. At that point, you need to take screenshots, and that will be screenshot number 3. That will be a backlog showing a peak panel with a peak visible. this is our backlog. Nothing is there yet. We are going to add stories inside this backlog, but our interest at this point is that the peak has been created with the name. Okay, so we go to the next task. The next task is task 4. At this point, we are going to seed the product backlog. These are the stories that the user requirements, which at the point of requirement analysis, we must have come up with the user requirement. These are already done for us. So what we are just going to do, our goal for task 4 actually is to create at least 6 stories under this same epic. We are going to estimate with 1 or 2 or 3 story points as the case may be. And we are going to rank these stories by value, in the sense, by value in the sense of the level of importance, you know, of each of the stories. Take note of this note. Take note, we are going to create 6 to 8 stories under this epic. The story points must be 1, 2, or 3 as the case may be. Now, how are you going to create? Drag to rank. You have the one with the highest value must be on top. And then if you are going solo, you can assign the stories to yourself. For those who are still asking whether they can go solo, you can absolutely go solo, but you will be the only assignee. For a team case, the tasks, the stories will have to be assigned to the individual team members. And so I'm going to pick all these, and then we are going to add them bit by bit. So what do we do now? Already we have a backlog. So the first story here is hero tagline clarity. Let me just copy instead of going to type in there. Okay, so at this point, we are going to create the backlogs and we are going to enter the stories here. So I click on create here. When I click on create, remember I copied, so I'm going to just paste there. Once I click create, there will be a key that will be assigned to this. You can see this is the key assigned to this particular story from the original key we saw when we were creating the project. Now, that is number 1. Let me add all. We expected to add up to 6 in the minimum. So now for this, I will also have to include a summary and also an acceptance criteria, the AC. So let me copy this out. First, let me copy this, go the summary, also. Okay, so how do I do this? I can just click on this hero tagline clarity, which is the story. When it opens, I will now have to impute the description. That is that summary together with the acceptance criteria. So let me click here, and then that is what you have. So you save this. I would have typed this in, but for time's sake, let me copy and paste. Then click save. It is saved. You can see it's saved here. That's the much I will do for this. I will come back as the need arises. So we create another one. And that one is to add a primary CTA column. Again, permit me to just copy this story. And then we'll go over and create again. You click on create, you add it there. When you add it, that's not all. You will need to click create for it to create. Having created, let me also quickly add a summary. The summary here is that we are going to change the menu or button to high contrast there and go over again. Remember, click on this. When it opens, you will have to add it there. To take effect. You have to save it. I hope I'm still here.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
it's saved. That's all.
Yes, sir.
That's
We
all
are
I
with you,
do.
sir.
Okay, that's all I do here now. So let me close this, and then we add a third. Okay, that's not all the summary. I also have to add the acceptance criteria. For this task to be assumed to have been completely done, there must be a criteria for acceptance. So I didn't add part of it. So let me still open back to that so that I can put it there. It's still under description. So let me add that. And then again, I save. Is there? I create another one, but before then close this. Okay, let's add a third one. The third one is about the job card typography. So I will click on create and now type in or just paste. And again, is there. Then the summary, which represents the description. Summary just to make job titles larger, all bolder. Okay. So I add that here. Oh, sorry, that is so wrong. You don't add it there. You'll have to open this because it's the description for this. You have to open that, click on the description, and then you add. After adding, everything is there, you save. I don't know whether, do I need to add all 6 or with the ones I have added, you can go ahead to add the remaining ones when you are doing it.
It's okay. Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes, yes, it's okay.
It's okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
up to 3 is fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
all good.
it's go ahead.
Okay,
Yes,
so
you can go ahead, sir.
it's okay. So that's not all. We need to add the story points. The story point for this is 1 point. For the second is another 1 point. For the third is 2 points. We need to add these story points. We also need to assign people, team members who will work on this task. So to do that, at this point, there are 2 ways you can do this. It's either I still click on this story, hero tagline clarity. When it opens, I will scroll down and then I will find the point where I can, under the details, I can assign, if I want to assign to myself, I can assign to myself. And once I assign to myself, it's already there. Then keep scrolling down. We have the story point estimate. None is actually there. So we can add the story point. We can add the story points. Click on that none. The story point we have here is 1. And then make sure it's saved. No comments yet. Let's move on. Once those changes have been made, you can see it's added here. For the second one, let me choose to use this method. I will just have to add the story point here. That is 1. Make sure it is saved. Click on the good, save it. Then I will have to assign a member. Remember, I'm working in a team. So to assign a member here, I will have to look for that member. That member here is Rambi. Let me try to Rambi 11. I might sure I've added Rambi here. in any case, okay, if I've not added Rambi, maybe I'll need to do that later. But however, if the team members are all added in this workspace, I'm not sure Rambi has been added in this workspace. You just
You
call.
can add, Vincent, you can add from there. Just go to job, team, Ranbir and Vincent. They get 3 dots. You can see above. Not here, not here, not here. In
Close
space, in space,
beside your
project.
space
yeah,
name,
space
beside
bold.
your
You can see bold, black color. Go to job, team, Ranbir
Oh,
and Vincent.
3 dots up
3 dots where?
Above.
at the
Okay,
projects,
okay,
at
okay,
the
okay,
projects.
okay.
3 dots, yeah.
No,
You
the 3
can,
dots.
you can
beside
add,
that.
Okay, that one is
you
for
can
the
click,
team.
Yeah,
click on
And
team.
people.
You
It's
can
add
add,
add
yeah,
people.
add people, right. You should add his
Okay.
email, her email ID. Yeah, Ranbir is there. Okay. You can add
He's already
his,
here.
okay.
Yeah,
Role is not mentioned. I think role, you can see role. Role is there.
Role.
Yeah, just click on that and add people. Click on add people. And
It's
here,
already.
yeah, role is not
It's
mentioned.
already.
Just role, add role.
Okay.
yeah.
I'll have to pick her first. Then I will have to.
Role.
It's not opening. I think I'll have to edit it from her and not from here.
You just need to assign her.
Yes, let me just assign her later. I will add her up.
Okay.
Let me. Okay, so now since I've already added her, she should come up here.
Refresh page if it's not appearing there.
It should have come up here. I don't know.
Just refresh this page.
Either you press or you can add once again. Remove that and you can add once more her email ID. Just try to.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is actually a different workspace. I've been working with her on a different workspace. She was already there, a member of that space. So for this, let me add again. Okay, she's here. Okay, so Rambi is going to take care of the primary CTA color. Then for the third one, the job card typography is on story point 2. So you just input 2 there and then save that by clicking the good assign. Let me assign to myself again or assign to Rambi. Rambi will take care of that. So that is that about the assignment and the story points. Let's get back to what we were told to do. So create these story points that drag to rank, assign stories to yourself if working solo or team members if in team mode. That we have done. At this point, you will need a screenshot showing the backlog with the epic and at least 6 stories under it. Now, this is the screenshot. You just make a screenshot of this. You know, this is the epic. This is the backlog. We expected to have at least 6 stories, 6 work items. I've only had 3. Now, again, the second screenshot is that is screenshot 5. You have to open one story. When you open it, it should show the story points and the AC, that's the acceptance criteria, all filled up. So which one do we go for? Let's open this. That's the hero tagline clarity. Okay, that is the title. That is the description with the AC. Then that is the person working on it. I'm the one taking care of this. The story point, that's the story point. So you should leave this open this way and then take another screenshot. All right, let's close this. So moving on to now.
Hi, Vincent.
Yep.
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
Just before you go to the screenshots, just scroll up a little bit where the requirement said drag Drag to the top. Yeah, drag to rank. Can you see that on your screen? Just stop.
Yeah.
You can stop scrolling. And immediately after story points must be 1, 2, or
I've
3. Then
I've
there is
seen
yes. What are we
drag
exactly
to
supposed to
rank
do there?
highest value on top. At this point, we have arranged this actually in this order. Now, when we want to build the sprint, to work on the sprint, you are now going to move from the backlog. The backlog is just like a master list of the work you are going to do to accomplish the overall work, that is the epic. So when we now want to set up to create the sprint, which will just be a cluster of a group of jobs or work or tasks that are closely related together that can be accomplished within a specified period of time, we can now drag from here and then add up to the sprint. I think that will be the next task. For this,
Okay.
you just click, create, and move on.
All right, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So moving down to the next. Okay. Shugaya, you have a question?
This is great. So I have a question regarding acceptance criteria. We are right now pasting it inside the description. Is it something that we could add it under details, creating a new field? What is recommended?
Okay. Now, let me open this. So I'll be very sure.
Sure.
Yeah. This is the description, a description of exactly what is expected in attending to this particular work or task. Now, what is expected when this is fully accomplished? That is acceptance criteria, so that it will be accepted that the work has been done. It should form part, I think it should form part of the description. Now, for this particular task, when the homepage loads, the hero should be able to show with the text. We are going to work on this and we are going to make an edit. At the end of the day, you have finished working on it. It must follow strictly with this statement here, that as soon as the homepage loads, the hero must show exactly the text you are expected to edit. We are coming there. Once that happens, then accept. Remember, you're working in a team. Somebody is ahead of you. When you work, somebody looks into what you are doing. You know, the other time we're on the Git and GitHub, you know, to work, you have to create a feature branch. You do your own work. You make sure things go well there before you now merge. For you to merge, there must be an approval in real world situations by a high-ranking officer, or no, will not approve. So there must be areas you must look at before it is accepted. So it forms part of the description, because what follows next is a subtask, the linked work attempt, and then the details which the assignee and other things will come along. All this explain the details concerning this. Going down again, you have the comments. You have to make you have to make some comments regarding what you have done. You know, that's it. So in a nutshell, it's supposed to be here. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
Please complete
Now,
this one, and after that we will take your question. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, we will take your question at last, right? Thank you.
Okay. So alternatively, I think there's a way you can also create a custom field. And if you don't want it to come under description, you can create a custom field and add that up there. All right. So let's move down. While we do this later, we're going to work on this. Look at this portion that is circled, that is in a rectangle. Pay attention to this. That's the area you are going to edit later. Look at this. We are going to work on this refinement. Okay. Look at the work you are going to do later. You are going to edit the index.html of that go-to job. you are going to change this. Search your dream job. Change it now to find your next role fast. When you do that, when the page loads, it must not show this. This is what it is now. This is what it is now. When the page loads, it must not show this. What it must show is find your next role fast. That's part of what we're going to do later. So let's move on. Now we go to task 5. I might not have so much to do here, you know, practically. In 5, we do the planning poker. All members of the team will come together, maybe in a kickoff meeting, and try to look at the tasks that have been assigned. You know, we've already listed them in the backlog. It could be 20, it could be 100. All those are the work items, the tasks that must be accomplished, even in the future. So at this point, you will need to come together, brainstorm, reason on the story points, the level of importance, the level of complexity, you know, the level of the ease of doing these tasks. Each person will have to come up with his own idea. Secretly, you mentioned, okay, I'm going for story point 1. Another person might say, I'm going for story point 2. Another person might say, I'm going for story point 1. At the end of the day, every person's decision or thoughts will be shown. And then the team will now agree on which story points to assign to which story. That is what happens at task 5, the planning poker. So for us, for you now, you are going to look at each of these stories, confirm the story points that have been assigned. You know, for the first story, we have point 1, the second point 1, and the third point 2. Then you are going to make just a little note. Why is it 1? Why did you choose 1? Why did you choose 2? Why did you choose 3? This is what choose from part of your task 5. At this point now, you should already, it's already showing here. It's already showing here. So you should make a screenshot with these story points all showing here. 1 and 1 and 2. Okay, so let's move on. It should be clear that this estimation is not just a prediction. Every one member of the team must have a contribution to make. And you must back your contributions up with your reasons. At the end of the day, the team agrees on the level of importance or complexity or ease of working around those tasks and stand on their decision as a team. So next, we're going to move to task 6. And in task 6, we are going to create the sprint. We are going to create the sprint. Now, this is the stage of sprint planning. You see, we have listed all the tasks or work items the whole team is going to work on for a given period of time. It could last for months. It could last for several months. It could last for some weeks. Now you need to break down these tasks, which we already have in the backlog, into manageable, focused, time-based cluster or of the tasks. That is where the sprint comes in. So in this case, we are going to create a sprint. We are going to call it sprint 1. We are going to choose 2 to 4 stories, and then we are going to define the sprint goal. In doing this, since I only have in my backlog, I only have how many stories? I only have 3 stories here. To create the sprint, you can click on create sprint here. Create sprint. Oh, I already had, okay. Let me do away with this. I already had one. Let me remove this one here. I already had one here. That is sprint 1. So in my sprint 1, what am I going to do? Somebody asked about talking about dragging. At this point, I'm going to drag in order of importance. Let me believe that the hero tagline is more important than setting the primary CTA color and then than the job typography. So I will click on this and drag it right up until I come to this sprint. I place it there. Again, I will click on this 3. Below it, I'll place it there. Now, for me to assign them and the sprint goal, I will have to click on these 3 dots and do what? Edit sprint. Once I click on edit sprint, the name according to the guideline is only sprint 1. Let me remove the key that's attached to that. What is the duration? You said the duration. Well, let me choose 1 week. When you choose 1 week, you get to input the start date. When are we starting? Today is, for me, today is 4th February. So let me go with that. Once you set the start date, after 1 week, the system automatically puts in the end date. And that's why you can see I can't edit that again. What of the sprint goal? You need to put the sprint goal. Let me look at the goal that we are going to work on now. Look at the sprint goal. Ship 2 to 3 visible UI improvements on this. Let me copy there and put. So here I copied. So let me just add it up there. That is our goal. Having done this, I can now update. Once that has happened, you see that the name, let's get back there. We have moved some stories into the sprint 1. Now we are now going to break each of these stories into subtasks. We have the subtask build, we have subtask verify, we have subtask deploy, and we have the screenshots. For this sprint to be accomplished, we need to build. After building, we need to verify that what we have built is good, is working fine, and we need to deploy to that EC2 instance. After that, we take our screenshot. That will be the 4th subtask. How do we add this up? Look at the hero tagline. What do? We have to click on it. We click on it. When it opens, you can see after the description here, you have the subtask. Click on that subtask. This first subtask we have there is build. So that is what we do first. Allow it to, okay, is there. The next is after building, we need to verify. Look at the create button, you click to create, allow it to load and be created. The next, after verifying, we need to deploy to a server. These are the units of work you will need to do. After deploying, finally, we will take our screenshot. So let's include the screenshot. And you create that. So we've created the last work item. All right, let's get back to, okay, we have broken this into subtasks. Okay, now you take screenshot 7, which is sprint 1 with selected stories inside it. This is what it is. This is sprint 1. These are the stories we've selected. If you had all 6 stories, you select at least 3, you select about 3 to 4 in here. So the next, before we get on, we didn't edit, we didn't add the subtask for the second story. So we add this. It's still the same build, the same verify. After verifying, you deploy. After deploying, finally, you take screenshots. Okay, so we are done with both stories for story, hero tagline clarity, and primary CTA column. Okay, let's move on to the next. You take the screenshot I've shown us. As it is now, you take the screenshot again, open this so that the subtext will show with the description. You take another screenshot to be sure you have set this up. Okay, so let's move on. Now, we move down to task 7. And then moving down to task 7, we are going to reports and we are going to open the burn down chart. Before we do that, we need to start this sprint right away. So let's start the sprint to start running. The duration, I think we set it up to 1 week before now. The start date is already here. This is the sprint goal. So let's start. We have started the sprint. Let it reload. Why are you taking me to? Okay. We are still in backlog. So, right, we get there later. Okay, so next, we have to put the report, started the sprint. Now, how do we get the report? If you check through here, you see there's no report here. A fast way to check if it's here under more, there's no report you can see. So a fast way to do it is to add to the navigation. I have deployments. It's not here. Okay, no troubles. Okay, look at it. Under deployments, you have deployment releases, reports. You select the reports and add it there. Once you add it there, the report shows what were we expected to do. We expected to go to reports and then select burn down charts. If yours is missing, you can see what I did. Alternatively, you can go to the project settings under features and then you enable reports. Once it's enabled, you should be able to see it there. Okay, so under this report, what we are looking for is the sprint burn down chart. So let's select the sprint burn down chart. Let's allow it to load. Okay, this is sprint 1 according to story points, you can see. So let me, estimation field, let me select a work item count. Okay. You can see this remaining work done. I've not started any. I've not started any work. Everything is still incomplete. You can, when you scroll down here, you see incomplete work items. Okay. But when we start working, it will change. So let's move on to, okay. So back here at the backlog, what next do? We scroll down. So after assessing the burn down chart, You are also supposed to take the 9th screenshot, take the screenshot, even if it's open, even if it's empty, but take it. Okay, so the bundle is just a transparency tool that exposes the scope, script, and progress issues early. It exposes what is happening. As I showed you, there are tasks that are not completed, there are tasks that are completed, all showing out there. So the next thing we do is to now start working on the tasks. We start working on the tasks. That is what task 8 is going to give us. So we are going to ship one small increment. We are going to build it. We are going to deploy it. We are going to build, we are going to verify, we are going to deploy, and there must be a proof using the screenshot. And so at this juncture, let's get back to Jira. Now, I'm going to start working on this first story. This story is associated with this epic. You can add the epic here. Also important. So here, the same thing here. They're all associated with that epic. You can add it up. Now, I now want to start working. So I'm going to change this hero tagline story to in progress because I want to start working. Remember, there are units of subtasks I'm going to do. I will also have to move those units of subtasks I'm going to do to another level of work. Already it was to do. Now I want to start working on it. I have to change it to in progress and then go back to my code and start working on it. So that is what we have. I'm going to start building. And so at this juncture, I will have to change from to do now to in progress. To in progress. Yes. This particular build text is now in progress. Let us be sure what we are expected to do. Remember the recommended hero tagline. I'm going to work on that. But again, this is exactly what we are going to do. We are going to change the headline to find your next role fast. Look at this. Change this to find your next role fast. How do we do that? Now, we need to prepare. I have an EC2 already anyway. We need to, I always like working with GitHub. So I think if I have the time, I can go, create a repository in my GitHub account so that whatever changes I'm doing here will be reflected there. So I believe I have that time. Let me see if I can create that. I have this go to job, but I want to create another one. So I'm already in my GitHub repositories. So let me click on new. We already know how to do this stuff. Okay, my repo name should tally exactly because I'm going to work from what I already have here. It should tally exactly with what I have here. Go to job demo so that the pushing will not be an issue. So I have go to job demo. It's available, description, just anything. This repo is for demonstrating do I say demonstrating agile with Jira. Let's just take it that way. Might not be professional, but just for demonstration's sake. I've got to leave it to be public. I'm not really going to add this. Let me just create. Okay, I'll go back there. First of all, go to my terminal now. I'm in Git bash. Remember, I'm already inside this directory, go to job demo. Now, first of all, now I will need to initialize Git by running Git init. I have initialized Git, and the next thing I will do after initializing Git is for me, you can just follow through this. I will need to add. Let me add everything up. You need to stage for commit. So let me say git add. I'm adding everything. Okay, don't mind this. I think what I'm working in Git bash. Okay. Next, let me commit. Let me just copy what is here to save some time. Well, before this, just to be sure, let me run this status. Doesn't make any change. Okay. These are all staged. Okay. So I can now commit. Okay, I've committed that. Next, let me switch over. I'm a master, so let me switch to main. Let me use main as my default branch. I don't want to create a feature branch here so that it won't take so much time. So let me work with the main branch. And finally, I will have to add this to remote add that URL. And that is that. And then finally, I will have to push. Git push -u origin main. Hope it gets through, no issues. Let's wait for it. It should get through. Let's wait for it to finish writing the objects. I was careful enough to make sure that my remote repo name aligns with the repo name I have in the local machine. If not, there could be issues which wouldn't allow that push to get through to the remote. So let's wait for it to complete. Let's wait for it to complete. As we are waiting, this is the file. This is the index.html. The GitHub repo name, is it case sensitive? For me, I always like going with lowercase letters. I always like going with lowercase letters. But is it case sensitive? I think it should be. We need to verify. It is case sensitive. So having a fully pushed to remote, it has fully pushed to remote. Yes, the GitHub remote repo is case sensitive. I always go for lowercase letters, but here it doesn't mind. It doesn't mind here. What is important is that the characters align directly with what you have, because in GitHub at the remote end is case sensitive to use lowercase letters, but it doesn't matter whether this one in the local machine is a uppercase or lowercase. Okay, so let's refresh this to be sure that everything is pushed to remote. Okay, you can see it's there. The index, everything, these are first commits. Okay, at this point, let's get back here. All right, let's run git status. Everything is up to date. We just needed to do because we're trying to follow the guidelines here. That's where we are. We have run git status. Now we are now going to make the change, the update. Where are we updating? It is the, look at it again. You can have a look at us at the story. What is the story? Hero, tagline, clarity. So we need to get inside the index.html and look for the hero section. Okay, so inside here, where is the hero section? Look at the hero section. This is the class hero section. And which item are we looking for? Are you looking for a dream job? No, it's not here. Again, to avoid any doubts, are you looking for your dream job? No, that's not where we expect to update. This is where we are going to update, search your dream job. So we have to locate that search your dream job. So we go down, we're going to edit that, keep going down.
You just scroll past it, it's up.
It's up, right?
Yes, it's up. You just scroll past it now.
Okay. Find a job. Search your dream job. Okay. At this point, it is a search your dream job we are going to change. And what were we changing with? A particular test was given us, and that is find your dream job fast. Okay, that is that. You can see this file has been modified. So if we run git status again, you can see it. We are on main branch, and it's up to date with the remote, that's the origin. We have modified index.html. So what do we need to do? We need to stage for commit. And to do that, I'm not going to add everything now. I've staged all. It's just the modified file I'm going to stage. So I'm going to use git add index.html. And so I run that. Having done this, we now need to commit. I want to use this. I will edit that later. So I'm going to run git commit. But remember, this needs to go. I will have to use a particular a short meaningful message. So what do? Let me say updated headline text. I think that is what I did. Updated headline text. Let me commit it. It's done. Okay, before I move further, let us check what we need to do after here. The screenshots, remember. When we are done, the Jira board should now show story has moved to done. You will now also get another screenshot, showing the Git commit output, and then the live URL in browser showing the UI change. We will test all this. So but first, I think we are concluding with the build, but before I change it, we have committed. What do we do again? We have to push so that what is in remote will be in sync with what's in the local machine, the local repository. So git push origin main. So remember to take the necessary screenshots. We have pushed everything in the local repo is now the same and in sync with the remote repo. So at this point, we are done with the build. So what do? You will have to change the status of build to done. We have to change the status to done. One item done. We need to verify. But before I go set up the EC2 or to deploy to the EC2, what I'm going to do first of all is to verify. I want to verify locally first before I deploy to the server. So let me open this. That is where that file is. This is the HTML. Okay, let's see whether it shows. You can see locally, I've not deployed to the server, but I need to verify whether the changes took effect. And you can see, find your dream job fast. Look at what we had earlier on. Look at what we had earlier on. Search your dream job. You can see the changes we've made has taken effect. The changes we made, the update we made have taken effect. That is find your dream job fast. The next thing we do now is to deploy. We can now deploy to the EC2. Okay, I already have an EC2 machine instance, an EC2 instance. Okay, that is this, is still running. That is this. But this EC2 already has this, I've already deployed earlier on. But I'm going to remove that file and we do the redeployment again because of the time it's going to take for me to delete this and start setting up a EC2 instance. We know how to do that. We've done some hands-on on this. Or you want me to create a new instance and then deploy? If not, I will still use this instance.
You can use the one you have now.
Yeah, use the same instance, I think.
Use the one you have.
Okay, so if that is the case, let me pick the IP sign-in. Okay. So let's see if we can sign into this. Maybe I will use another. Let me use another terminal. Okay. So to sign into this, there are two things. It's either I remain where I am in the go-to job demo, and then use the key.pem and sign in using the complete URL of that key, or I can go exactly to the directory housing that key and then just pick the name of the key and it should sign me in. So where I am now, I can see it to where the key is. If I do, I will not need to look for what? Where am I? Go to, oh, sorry, downloads. Instead of S, I didn't add S.
Okay, download.
Previous, go to the previous
Okay, don't worry,
folder.
don't worry. Instead of using this, let me just go a step back. Let me just go a step back. So no issues. Okay, I'm there. Then let's go through SSH -I. The name of the key is gotokey.pem. I think I'm right. Then it's an Ubuntu machine. So Ubuntu at that IP. If not, I can sign in from anywhere. Let this connect through. Can sign in from anywhere, but instead of just using.
You've not put the destination, sir. Destination of where you're.
The destination is this now. This is the EC2 IP address. You get? This is the user. I just need the key to sign into this machine. 18.0207.117.63. I think it's connection timing out. Let me be sure it's not my network. Okay. Let me be sure it's not my network. If it is, this key is, look at this key here.
Can you please go to your EC2 instance security group?
Okay, that's true. Because my network, okay, I set it up to accept only from my SSH, only from my IP. So that is true.
Yeah, you can change to set from
that's what
all
it
other.
is. That is what it should be. So okay.
Inbound rules. Yeah. SSH. You can enlarge this window.
That's a challenge I'm having now.
Drag it up.
Yeah, drag, just drag it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
Drag it up.
just click on the security group then.
Yeah.
It's not dragging me up.
Okay.
I want
Click on the
actually know
security
where
group, it will open a new window.
And
Then you
that's
can
good.
edit
That's
the
good.
inbound.
I know. I'm trying to find this. Where is my security? Okay. What other options do I have to move in there?
Open security groups.
Go to left side.
The security ID.
Adjacent to EC2. You'll find it.
Security ID. Click the security ID.
I should use what?
Under permission, just go
security
back
ID.
after the IAM role,
Yeah.
then the security group ID. Yeah.
This is can be
Then
funny.
go down, find the security ID.
Or better, sister, you can go just search for security group in your resources.
Yeah, click on it here. Click on it here. You've gone past it again.
Where?
Not here. At
Here?
the top. Just move to the top. Yeah, this hyperlink. Yeah, it will open a new window.
Right there.
Not inbound. Above inbound. rule,
Above.
the blue.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, click on it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so I have edit in band rules. I think the issue I have should be here.
Yeah, my IP, I think the
Because
old IP
Yes,
has
you-
changed.
my IP changed, that's why.
Oh, you can allow everyone. There is no problem for
Everyone.
now. Yeah.
Okay, I can allow anyone. Okay, let me allow anyone to enter.
Yes, yes.
Great.
Yeah.
No, you
Okay,
can try.
so next, let's try again. I think it should be able to sign me. Thank you. Thank you everyone for the help. Okay, so that's where we are. Now we're in this machine. If I do LOS now, you can see I have this file. Because of my network, if I want to load this file afresh, it might take a lot of time. What I'm going to do is to remove what we have in the Nginx web root.
Default HTML file.
Yes. So to be sure of that, look at this. Look at that server. Look at it here. Look at this server. That is what it is. Look at the IP. Okay, I'm going to remove the Nginx root now. And so how do I do that? Let's get here, back here. Since I'm inside this, so let me run sudo rom -rf. Where is the root? /var/www/html/all. Every content there in that root, I'm going to move it away. It's done. Let's verify to be sure it's done. You can see it's done. There's nothing there again. So I'm going to redeploy. So to redeploy that, this, what I'm just going to do is to copy the goto files to that web root again. The goto file is in my home directory. Let me see, that is where I am. I'm going to copy from where it is now. I'm in the home directory. So to copy, I'm going to use the copy command, that is CP, recursively, going to copy recursively, -r. Where is the path to this? I'm in the home directory, so let me just use it that way. This is go to _job. Okay, everything there, I'm going to use the wildcard. Where am I copying to? /var/www/html/. Okay, everything is good. I'm in the home, so /that, let's go. It's copied. And if it's copied, let's verify again to see that it's there now. You can see it is the new one I deployed that is here. I tested it now when I removed it, and you saw it could not, it was forbidden. So it's there. I've deployed to this server. So having deployed to this server, what do we do again? Let's check. We've been able to verify. Let's very quickly go and what's this? Okay, we've been able to verify. We have also been able to deploy. So again, under the tags, we are going to change verify from in progress. Oh, it was even to do. Now can say straight to deploy was also in progress at some point. It should have been in progress before we now did the deployment, which we have done. And now the deployment has gone through and we have even verified. So we also need to change the deployment to, the deploy is also done. So we change it to done to. We change it to done. And once it's done, change it to done. We have built, we have verified, we have built, we have verified, we have deployed. Is now the screenshots. Following the guidelines, you know what to do with the screenshots. Where is the server? Okay, first of all, how did you get the latest update from the local machine into the EC2? Yes, the recent update that I have here. First of all, I copied. Remember, because of, I told you, because of the time it's going to take me to copy securely using SCP and then allow it to run. And then I will come back to move because first of all, I copied to home. That's why you are seeing this in home directory. They go to _job in home directory. After sending it to this, then I will now have to move to copy it from the home directory now to Nginx web root. Now, if I did it the way it should be done, I have not done this before. I've not sent it to this remote directory before because it's the same file. What I would have done is to run this command. I might not just run it. Just this is a command I would have done. I would have run to get it there. That is a running SCP. SCP. You still use -i. You will now have to put the correct URL of, sorry, that is C. Let me just type this thing for you. I might not need to run it really. Is C2, okay. That is C. Under C, we have users. This is for my key. No, I really didn't need, although you can clone for you. If you are working from my own directory as it is in GitHub, you can clone and work in your own. But I had access to, sorry, before I come back here, I had access because of this question that is here. I had access to this. You have access to this. You don't need to clone anywhere. This is the code. Just click on this. It will download to your local machine. You don't need to clone. You don't need to clone, download, you will get the source code. Are you saying the remote server has access to your local? Okay, keep these questions. Let me just round off. Let me round off. We'll come back to the question section. Thank you. So I want to put in what should have been here, you know, for us to copy securely. Let me just put in the code. That is this. Oh God. How is this? Users. Okay, after users, the next thing I have is my user. The user I'm using here is HP. Then the next is download. I want to pick exactly where my key is. The next is download. From download, I now have my key. That key is go to key.pem. I showed you earlier on. And so that is the URL of my key. Okay, next, we now have to copy recursively -r. Where is the directory? Sorry, this command, you can't run it here. You can't run this command here. You run it for your local machine. So yeah, thank you. You run this command here, that is SCP, not in the server, please. SCP, you get -I, okay, C, then you have users, then you have HP user, then after HP you have downloads. Okay, from downloads, the next is where that key is. Go to key.pem. Remember in your local machine, not in the server place. After that, you close this .pem, okay. But remember, you should have opened the quotation mark up here too. Great, good. So this is the key. From the key, you will now have to copy, but recursively, because we're going to copy a folder with a lot of files inside. Then this go to job demo is inside my downloads. Since it's inside downloads, let me copy this again. It's inside downloads, so I had to go to, okay. I must have to go to the downloads for this to run. So CD. Good. Let me, okay, that is where we were. So GoTo is in downloads. We are going to copy everything. / GoTo. Remember what it is. GoTo job demo. GoTo job demo. Okay. Then the next is, where are you sending it to? You are sending to an EC2. Who is the user? Ubuntu is the user. And so what's the IP of that? The IP is this. Okay. Let me just copy the IP. Where am I? Okay, so let's get the IP. This is the IP. So let's get back to my local machine. I am in my local machine or not in the server. So I will paste that IP here. I am going to copy securely this file to this machine. Where am I going to put it? I'm going to put it in /home/Ubuntu. Alternatively, instead of using that, I can just use this sign for home. It will copy directly there. Let me run it. It's already there. So I will stop it midway so that you just see that it can run. I had done this earlier on, although with the other version of the GoTo job that I did, just to save time. That's why I didn't want to go through this. You can see I started copying. That's exactly what you do. It will copy and go right inside the home directory for Ubuntu. You have seen it. Can I stop it now so that we move on? So while it's copying, what did I want to show us again? We allow it. I should stop. Okay, let me see if we can stop. Can it stop with Control-C? Okay. I stopped it. I hope it will not corrupt the one I already have there. I hope it will not, because it's in the same location. Anyway, I have shown you what I want to show you. You have already tested it. That is good. So moving forward, we have been able to build, deploy. So your sprint is here. Where are we? you can push to GitHub and pull from server. Yes, but we need to, we need to be careful of the guidelines, the assignment guidelines. Follow what the assignment wants you to do exactly, and so that you get the maximum marks. However, you can still move from the server. Where is it? Okay, this is the local one. This is the main one. So you are supposed to take a screenshot after uploading to the server with the IP address of the server clearly showing, and the edit you have also done clearly showing. You take that screenshot. Okay, so once you take the screenshot, again, we move from the screenshot, from the to-do. Now, we would have started with in progress, then done. Having done this, remember, we have finished all the subtasks under the hero tagline clarity. At this juncture, we now have to move this to done because all the subtasks has been concluded. At this point down, we can still access our report to see if anything has changed. And so let's go to our report. Let's look at the burn down chart again. Look at our sprint burn down chart. Let's click on it and see if there have been any changes. We need to refresh this so that the changes will take place, because I'm not seeing the changes yet, but those changes have been done. So let's get back here. We need to refresh. Just hang on. Okay, you can see this is our board. At a glance, we will know what we've been able to achieve. We've been able to accomplish all the tasks under all the subtasks under the story, the first story, that is the hero tagline clarity. We've done that. And your board is actually showing it. The primary CTA color, we've not worked on it. All the subtasks are still under to do. We've not even started, it's not even in progress. And so let's see that report again, having refreshed here, to see whether the changes would have taken place. Okay, under the story point, where I want to look at it, under the, I'm picking estimation field story points. The story point I've worked on, the total story point for my sprint 1 is 2. I've worked on 1. See, transitioning to done, that is done. I still have another one to work on. That's the second one I've not done anything on. Okay, incomplete work items. You can see primary CTA color has not been done. Nothing has been done. Rambi has not done anything there. Completed work items. You can see this has been completed because it's done. None has come in outside of the sprints that we are working on. So that is this. That is that even if we check the work item count as the estimation field, still showing you this. So this is the burn down. And going forward, you need to take the necessary screenshots, the Jira board story, showing story move to done, GitHub commit, the URL in the browser, then the retro notes. Before now, Rambi has shared some clues on how to go about this part of the assignment. So maybe we need to share that PowerPoint document so that it can be a guide for us to know how to go about what went well. We paid so much attention in inspection. Remember, we looked at the headline tag, the text, we changed it. We went back to our story and it tested it, verified, and it went well. So your LinkedIn post, that is that for now. I think at this point, the questions can now come. Thank you so very much for
Excellent.
listening.
Excellent. Yes, guys, if you have any question, then please ask. We are good to go, actually. We have completed this. Yes, you can ask any question now. Yes, Vishal.
Please, can you repeat task 9? I don't
Okay,
get it.
task 9. Let me check what task 9 is. Okay, for task, Rambi, are you still here?
Yes,
Hello,
I'm
Rambi, are you
here.
still?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, at this point, you're going to help us go
Mhm.
through the slides that had something to do with the Scrum pillar and values. Throw a little light there so that all of us will be on the same page. Yes,
Scrum.
somebody says. So let me stop sharing so that you will have to share your screen.
Okay, Scrum pillar, and I think I had explained. Were you there at that time? I'd already shared.
Are you sharing now?
Yeah, is it
Okay.
visible?
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So do you want to know about Scrum pillars, right? Because I had explained it at the very beginning. So basically, you are not going to find out any buttons related to, Scrum pillar or Scrum values. But you just need to understand why we are working on it, what we have to select as an option for Scrum pillar. So here we are using inspection as Scrum pillar. There are basically three Scrum pillars: transparency, inspection, and adaptation. So we are working on this Scrum pillar: inspection, which is going to cover up reviewing UI, user interface, testing, and sprint review. Okay. So another thing is about Scrum values. Scrum value is focus. Basically, we are concentrating on sprint goal, not on team-owned sprint goals. Okay, so this is only solo project that we are going to work on. So you have to select this option, Scrum value. You'll find many Scrum values, but you have to give this option as information about this focus. Right?
Okay. Thank you very much, Rambi. If you are done,
Yes.
please you will need to share this document, I think, in the WhatsApp group so that even those who are not here can also have access to it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes, yes, guys. Any question? Vincent explained very well. I don't think any question will be there. But still, if you want, you can ask. There is a question, can we close this epic? Can you close the epic as well, since we completed the story and subtask?
I don't know if what you're asking is about the epic. The epic captures the whole lot of the work you are going to do. You see, this work has been broken down into manageable, focused, time-bound group of tasks, which we call the sprint. We can't end the sprint, but remember there is still an outstanding I don't know, is my screen showing?
Yeah,
Yes, yes. Actually,
okay.
yeah, actually your screen is visible. Let me tell him because one of the tasks is assigned to me as well, but that is not visible on my screen. I don't know why. Otherwise, I had worked on it and had completed it to done. Okay.
Okay, it could be because I didn't add you with a role here, which we need to
Okay.
do before you can you can really
Yes,
assess
yes.
from this end.
Yes.
So as I was saying, if we had completed these tasks, then we complete. Remember, we set this out to last for 1 week. Everyone works on his own at his own end and pace and gets it done. Once everything is done, we click complete, and that ends the sprint. Remember, it's time bound, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yes.
the whole for once everything has been sorted out in the peak is not just about these ones we have here. It's not just about these three. It's much more than this. Everything about the UI discoverability and trust, you know, is captured under this epic. You can even have more than a peak, then group your stories around a given epic, then another group of stories under another epic, another group of stories under another epic. This helps for tracking and also makes it possible for sharing among team members, because we might have more than one team working on this project. A certain cluster of stories can be assigned to a given team, another set assigned to another team. And then with the epic, we're able to know which team is working on what. That will help, you know. Thank you very much.
You can open previous space also, Vincent. That we
Previous what?
worked, yeah, previous space, go to job that we worked on.
Okay, let's see whether this can open.
Yeah, I think you have completed that as done. In case it was not done, you can submit it now.
Yeah, I'm trying to open it. Okay.
Because
now this is another work we did. It's different from this one. From the title of the project, this one is Go to Rambi and Vincent, but this other one is Go to Team. You can see it, Team Rambi and Vincent. They are different. In this case, you can see we have started. We have completed the first. The second is in progress. We've not completed the task in the second. So once everything is done.
Yeah, even I can share my screen and I can work on it and submit it.
Okay.
So you can see over here, it is in progress. Okay, in case I'm doing it as done. I hope it will reflect at your end now.
Okay, should I stop sharing?
Oh. Yeah, I have done it from my end. You can refresh it.
Just
I think it would
just
be
refresh
visible.
that. Yeah, just refresh that.
Actually, this is a different workspace from the workspace I used for the demo now. Okay, you worked on the task. Okay, it's done. It's done. I'm seeing it. I wanted to open it from here. You can see it's done. We are in the same team. We are working together. He's in his own. Rambi is working on his own. You know.
Yes.
Miles away from me.
Excellent.
I'm here in Nigeria, Africa. Rambi is in Australia, and she has succeeded in working on this task. And you can see in our workspace, it is done. It is done. And so we can complete the sprint, complete sprint. So
well done.
Yeah, we have completed that. We have completed that. Somebody has a question?
Yeah,
Now
Cynthia.
you can share, show the, report.
The report, okay.
Cynthia, you can ask your question.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please, my question is, since we are not all in the same group, for those who would want to, form a team and do this job, is there any way we can, meet ourselves or kind of add one another to form teams, or should we just be working with group members?
You just go in a meeting, Google Meet. Yeah, I will suggest you can go in group meeting. There is a group Google Meet in your group description. Link is there. So you can connect with your friends at there, right? Before that, you can discuss in your group like who is going to participate that. And with that person, you can go in Google Meet and you can work together.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, our burn down report is good now. You can see the first task completed up to this point. The second task, the second story with all the sub-tasks also completed. So going down for this one, no incomplete work item is there. And then all work items we have in that sprint completed. Everything is good. And the site is running. Users are now happy with the changes that have been made. And that is what Agile methodology gives us. Things are done in the right way, quickly, whereas DevOps, we make sure that those things are done continuously and doing it rightly too. So thank you very much for your time. I think I can stop sharing now.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you all. Please complete your assignment on time. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Bye.
that was a nice session by Ranbir and Vincent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was very excellent, you can say. You have explained very well.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Engineer Vincent. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. Well explained.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Good job, Vincent. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.